The views or opinions expressed in this presentation are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent the views and opinions of Westman Communications Group or its employees.
Hey everybody, how's it going today? This is gonna start sad, but
Welcome to the KC Chronicles. We've got bad news.
welcome to the KC Chronicles. Really bad news. Not bad news, just a change coming that we want you guys to be prepared for. Cullen's sad. He's shrinking in his chair. I am moving away from Brandon, unfortunately. Cullen fired me. No,
Yeah, we were downsizing, and I kind of looked at, okay, who is a liability?
But in all seriousness, I'm moving away due to just personal reasons. But I'm not going to be too far. I'll still be in Brandon once in a while, and we're not stopping the show.
Yeah, we want to be very clear. The show is not ending.
No.
You will be back, so we will do the odd episode here in the studio.
Once whenever I'm in town.
However.
But we want to feed you guys more than that. We want to give you more than just one episode a month.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, how are you going to do that? Cullen, how are we going to do that?
Well, there's this thing called the computer, and we are going to do virtual. So the podcast will essentially transition into us, I think a majority of the time, us on Zoom or Teams or whatever. Mm-hmm. And that will be the podcast. And then once in a while, our special episodes will now become like back here in the studio.
Yeah. So we appreciate you guys, being with us during this transition. It's hard on both of us, and we're very sad. It breaks my heart to be leaving, but Cullen knows the reason I am, and so it's okay. Everything will be okay.
It's nothing bad.
Divorced. Nothing's bad happening.
Nothing bad is happening. It's just the next progression of life.
Yeah. So we just ask that you bear with us through the change. We're gonna do as many episodes in the studio before I leave, for sure.
Yep.
And
which is in.
I leave at the end of August.
So
the last 2 weeks of August, I've off from both of my jobs. Like I've quit both of my jobs right before the last 2 weeks of August, and I'm using those last 2 weeks to move.
Yeah.
But I'll still be around, and we can do some episodes then.
Exactly.
So expect a lot more content coming. Before.
So again, we want to be 100% clear once again. The show is not stopping.
Ending.
It's just going to look a little different for the next foreseeable future.
Yeah. But I do believe that it would actually almost be easier to have a guest if we do it via Zoom.
That's true. And actually doing the show is a lot easier.
It's going to be easier because we can do it whenever. It's just a Zoom call. Right?
Absolutely.
And as long as it works with your schedule, I'm going to be home, so I can...
I'm just closing my eyes and picturing it because, for example, like Teams and Zoom, you can put in like virtual backgrounds, like you can put custom backgrounds behind you, and I'm already thinking I'm going to take this background and just put that in the background. Yeah, exactly. So it looks like we're doing a Zoom call in this studio apartment just on opposite sides of the room.
Yeah. But it will look a little bit different, but we will keep doing what we're doing, and we love doing the show, so it's not going to end. And yeah, if you want to join us, we could definitely have easier guests via Zoom. Yeah. So email us at kcgchronicles2024@gmail.com. Email the studio at WCGTV@westmancom.com. Follow us on Instagram or TikTok at KC_Chronicles2024, or comment on our YouTube if you want to be on an episode.
YouTube. Yeah,
now we can have anybody from anywhere be a guest.
Awesome, but also simultaneously a little terrifying. Because what if we get an email? What if Mark Carney just emailed us saying,
that'd be crazy.
Cullen and Kenzie,
we would love to do a podcast.
I wish the entire caucus wants to join you. It's like 160 some people.
They all have to fit in one frame. They all have to be in the same room together.
they're all sharing one mic and passing it back and forth.
That'd be really funny. Mark Carney, if you're
interested. We would go so viral. Actually, yeah, I changed my mind. Carney, if you hear us.
If you're interested.
Hey, connect with the younger generation. Do KC Chronicles.
Yeah, that would be great.
This is perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can do anything with anybody.
There's a silver lining.
Just maybe, we could get an interview with Rhett and Link.
From Good Mythical Morning. Now,
please.
For some reason, it seems like it would be more daunting to get Rhett and Link on a podcast than it would be to get the Prime Minister of our own country.
Yeah, I feel like Rhett and Link are just like so like
Well, they're very busy guys.
Very busy guys.
I mean, yes, the Prime Minister is busy too.
But that would be insanely cool if we ever did, like, via Zoom, got Rhett and Link on there.
I don't know if they do
We'll
Cameo.
manifest it.
Well, like, do you know, like, Rhett and Link, like,
Yeah.
well, like, the Cameo thing?
Yeah.
If they did Cameo,
Oh.
we'll just do that.
Rhett and Link, please just hear our prayers. On another note, how was your weekend?
My weekend was
It's Friday, but like, how was last weekend?
last weekend. It was okay. It was low key. I filmed. I did a bit of filming for the Salamander Festival,
Salamander Festival.
which is a festival, like a little kind of local music festival that happens here in Brandon. That was nice.
That's good.
The Bombers did lose last weekend, and you did predict that. And I was crying while you were at some event. So how was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I left last Thursday, and then Friday I drove all the way to Edmonton. I did all the driving over the weekend, by the way.
All the way to Edmonton.
All the way to Edmonton. I did all the driving, Edmonton and back. I did all of the driving.
Wow.
My friend didn't drive at all.
And again,
So-
sorry, let's be clear. This is Brandon, Manitoba to Edmonton, Alberta.
I did the math. I think it's about 11 hours each way.
Hold on. I'm going to
Totally.
keep talking. I'm
Anyway.
going to do some math.
But I went to the weekend concert. I died. I literally think I cried.
She died.
No, like, genuinely, I'm pretty sure I died and then was resurrected right then and there because I was insane.
Can I say, like, you probably lost like 5 pounds of like water weight just from all the crying.
Yeah, it was insane. I'm wearing my hoodie that I bought.
Yeah, it says.
After Hours Till Dawn. Those are the names of 2 of his albums, After Hours and Dawn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I want to give some numbers. So you're pretty much right. 10, almost 11 hours, 1,141 kilometers. I don't know how many miles that is, but
Well, and we stopped too. Like, we stopped. So I drove from Brandon to my parents' house the night Thursday, and then Friday morning I drove to Adina to pick her up. So that was also a detour.
Oh.
Like, that is just straight from Brandon.
So you add extra kilometers to that.
Add extra kilometers. I went to Adina, which is where my friend is from, and then I went back down to Elfross, up to Saskatoon, stopped in Saskatoon for food, and then we ended up stopping in North Battleford because
You went far.
my friend needed to pee apparently, and she just couldn't hold it till Lloyd.
Apparently. Hey.
And then we
nature
drove
calls.
to Lloydminster, which
That's one of the best. That's one of the best names for a town ever.
it's also,
Lloydminster.
if you're not from Canada and you're not aware, in the middle of that town is the border from Saskatchewan to Alberta.
Same thing with Flin Flon.
Yeah.
It's between half Manitoba. Yeah, we have a propensity to just build towns on provincial borders.
But that's not my problem. The second that I crossed over into the Alberta side, there was construction. It took us about 30 minutes to get out of Lloyd. And I was like, and I was at that point, I had driven for so many hours, I was crashing out. I was like, I was yelling. And then also,
I wish I was there.
yeah, you can ask my friend. She was just laughing at me. And then also on the Alberta side, I saw 3 people pulled over within a span of like 5 minutes.
like cops.
Yeah. On
my.
the Alberta side of the border. And I was like, that was crazy. I've also learned, and this is nothing against like people in Alberta, but y'all drive like crazy people. I was going 120 and being passed by people going like 130, 140.
Okay, here's the thing. There are a lot of stereotypes about Alberta drivers. There's a lot of stereotypes that go towards them.
Just the people that I seen, y'all are crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I drove to Edmonton. Luckily, my aunt's house is very easy to find.
Sorry, I'm just like looking. I'm like looking at the Google Maps like view. There's a town called Vermilion that you go through on the way to Edmonton.
Yep.
That's like the shade of that's a shade of red.
Yeah, it's not far from Lloyd. There's a college there actually, Lakeland.
And then
I know
there's-
people who went there. I was I almost went there.
Yeah, and then then you just go to Edmonton.
Yeah, and then I drove back.
What was better, going there or going back? Like,
Going back felt so much faster.
really?
Yeah. But I will say this, it was really fun. So we went shopping Saturday morning, the day of the concert, because my friend's like, oh my God, I need accessories. And I was like, oh, he didn't bring any. So we went to the Southgate Mall, walked around there for a little while, and then we had to rush back, get ready, call our Uber, go to the concert. We went to the concert. They were good with my bag, which was nice because I bought it for this, and I was worried it was too long, but they were good. Got in there, whatever, concert. It was awesome. Freaking amazing. If you ever, like, I don't even know. I'm just in awe, man. And then Sunday, we wanted to go to the West Edmonton Mall. I did not want to drive. But
Right.
It just so happened my friend Jimmy was still in Calgary.
Yes.
So he drove from Calgary to Edmonton to spend the day with us and then drove back after.
Sorry.
It's like, thanks, Jimmy.
I'm doing some
And he drove for us, so.
I am doing some gnarly math right now. You guys, okay, this really just puts this into perspective of how far you drove. Sorry, keep talking just for a second.
It's all good. And then I drove back, and the drive back felt so much shorter.
Right.
But I was really sad because I haven't seen my friend in forever, and I had to say goodbye to her.
Really?
We've been best friends for 15 years.
That's a long time to be.
And I haven't seen her in like 7. But we still stay best friends. I haven't seen her since before COVID.
Holy crap. Okay, so, Canada is a big country, right? It's a very sprawling country. So that distance of 1,141 kilometers from Brandon to Edmonton minus your detour, yes, that's not in a straight line. However, if you were to draw a straight line of that same 1,141 kilometers, that's the equivalent of driving in a straight line from Paris, France, all the way to the northern tip of Scotland.
Oh, Jesus.
Look how far that is. Like, you could cross over like 1.5 countries.
That's crazy.
That is gnarly. Like, you drove like the entire British Isles and then across the entire English Channel to Paris. And then
Wow.
I tried to go east-west. You could go from Paris all the way to like halfway through Poland. You would go all the way through the rest of France, Belgium, Germany, and halfway into Poland if you went that same distance. It just shows you how flipping big. Like, each of these,
Canada is,
well, like the province of Manitoba is nearly the size of Great Britain.
Yeah.
So, like,
That was
just
a lot of driving.
This is a big country we live in.
And I did it mostly all in one day. The only bits I didn't do in one day were the Brandon to my parents' place because I did that afterwards. But yeah, other than that, no, it was really fun.
It's gnarly.
Lots of driving. I don't know how I stayed awake. My friend was even like, I don't know how you're doing this. She's like, how did you drive that far? I'm like, she's like, how are you still
A lot of
functioning?
caffeine.
Honestly, no. I had on the way up, I had 2 energy drinks. The only reason I had 2 is because I bought them together. They were on sale.
That's still a lot of caffeine.
No, they were on sale together, and so I just drank both. And actually, more like 1.5. I didn't finish the second one. And then on the way back, I actually just had coffee the morning before I left, just like a cup of coffee at my aunt's house. And then all I had to drink was water during that drive and a frozen lemonade from Tim's on the drive home.
You didn't have to stop over to pee.
Not really. She did,
Jeez.
though.
Damn.
I've got the bladder of steel, man.
Like an iron bladder. My
Yeah.
God. Well, that sounds like a very fun weekend.
Anyway, very fun. We are so far into the episode, but it's okay.
The last major thing I want to say is rest in peace to the rock and heavy metal icon Ozzy Osbourne. If you know me, I like my heavy metal music, and that was
So tragic just to hear.
a shock.
Yeah.
I had a feeling it was coming because Ozzy had been dealing with Parkinson's. They did the final show.
Well, and I mean, it's good that he got his final show.
Yeah,
Like,
it was a very storybook ending.
Yeah.
It's just sad. And then, I'm also, when I was a kid, I was a huge wrestling fan. And despite controversies in the past, Hulk Hogan also passed away. Like
That was a crazy
the most
weekend.
iconic wrestler of the 80s and early 90s. So yeah, there's been a lot of death this week, which has been
which is
unfortunate. So
Let's pray for a better
world.
world, because that's so sad to hear about. Like,
I know. So yeah, all this death happens, and then I find out, oh yeah, I'm moving away.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, a lot of news. That's the way to put it. But
Let's get into today's topic.
yeah, so it's Friday morning. I would say let's have a chill episode. Let's relax. But nothing's going to be relaxing about this
He
because
doesn't ever chill.
I
No.
never chill. I have this is another one of those episodes where Cullen likes to share things that he finds fascinating.
We're Cullen nerds the frick out.
Yeah. And this is and I'm gonna say this is probably gonna keep you up at night, because if you recall back to today's topic, natural disasters.
Why did you say that with such a big glint of happiness in your eyes, as if it's not the most tragic thing? Like,
'Kay.
geez.
I have this in my notes because I prepared for this question. I find natural disasters so fascinating.
Until it happens, and then you die from one.
No, that's actually true. For us,
saying.
tornadoes are really the only natural disaster.
We've ever had to really
Well,
face.
that does occur around here.
Yeah.
Not even that frequently, but morbidly so. I find them fascinating. what planet Earth can do and
to destroy
what,
humanity.
and even what space can send us, because we'll get into that. Just the fact of what can happen on this Earth, I find just so fascinating, because it makes us feel, because you like to think that humans, we're the top of the food chain. We think that we've conquered the planet. You know, we've been to space. We've been to the bottom of the ocean. You think that we've
definitely not
we're
been to
powerful.
the bottom of the ocean, but okay.
The Marianas Trench.
Okay, well,
We've
not
sent
the bottom
submarines
of
down
like the actual ocean, but anyway.
Yeah, that's the Marianas Trench.
Oh my god. Anyway. Not what I mean.
What are you talking about?
The entire ocean has not been explored.
Sorry. Did I say that?
You said to the bottom of the ocean.
Well, yeah, to the bottom of the ocean. I didn't mean like the entire ocean, just to the lowest point.
Yeah, I was just like...
Okay.
Anyway.
This is how our conversations go on a daily basis. What was I saying? So humanity, we like to think that we're big. We've conquered everything. We're at the top of the food chain. But I think these natural disasters, almost reinforce how small we are as a civilization.
I will
and
say.
how we are as people.
I will say. I do find it fascinating, like, in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Specifically, one of my favorite, like, disaster movies is San Andreas, because I just really like, when we talk about, like, earthquakes and the fault line in there. It was really cool.
2012 was another one of those movies.
Yeah, I thought San Andreas was really well done too.
There's a bug. I think did I kill it?
I don't know.
Sorry. Keep going.
I thought it was really well done. So I really enjoyed that one.
Yeah. So when I say natural disasters, today's topic, we are not talking about tornadoes because we've already done that. So, and I know, and this is the funny part, because tornado, you didn't really like the tornado episode because you have a fear of them, understandably so. But so when I say, back to what my original point of, let's have a chill episode today, I don't think today is going to be a chill episode, because I think I'm probably going to reinforce your fear of natural disasters minus tornadoes.
Guys, I don't know why I signed up. This is why I'm moving. Just kidding.
Okay.
Cullen fired me. You guys don't know it yet.
I don't have authority over you. I can't do that. I mean, if I could, I would, but I don't have the authority.
What do you mean? I am a ray of sunshine.
No, you're not.
Okay. Guys,
we got to get into today's topic. We've rambled enough.
You hurt my feelings.
How do you think I feel? This is why the show is going to end. No. So today, with the natural disasters, we are focusing on 3 specific categories, if you will. And so basically, we're going to go from category to category, and I have 3 examples from each, and we're going to build it up to what I believe is the pinnacle of each.
By the way,
did I get the bug?
He did have a lot more in store. We just didn't have enough time to do it. So
I had a more funnier kind of grand idea, but hey, listen, sometimes time is just not.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Just be glad he didn't take that stance. You know.
It's my natural instinct. When I got something to say, I turn sideways and I face towards my camera, and I'm like, listen, I've got something to say.
Anyway.
Okay.
First category.
Tsunamis.
Those are freaky. Okay.
They are freaky.
They're freaky because how can a wave that big actually be like?
Well, when you hear some of these examples, your face is going to fall off, okay? So, tsunami, very basic definition, a long, high sea wave caused by an earthquake, a submarine landslide, or other disturbance. So
just a question. Do you count as a disturbance? Do you cause tsunamis?
Yeah, if we go to like an ocean and we argue next to it,
the ocean's gonna be like, what is this guy doing? And
it just starts kicking up. No. So tsunamis are a fascinating one because we live in the example of the continent of North America, we live in probably the least prone tsunami area because we are smack dab in the middle of the country.
Yeah, we don't have any like oceans near us, so it can be hard. And it's not like we're near like we're just smack dab. If you've ever seen the map, you know there's Canada and the United States and all that. We are genuinely just like
Manitoba is literally like the geographical center, like especially on the east-west latitude. So yeah, but let's talk about some examples. So The first one I want to talk about is the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami. Now, that might ring a bell to some people because it's probably one of the most famous.
Yeah.
So, on December 26th, 2004, on Boxing Day, just a day after Christmas,
Sounds accurate.
a 9.2 to 9.3 magnitude earthquake occurred in the in the Indian Ocean. Okay.
I'm sorry, I
And-
just punched my microphone.
Did you just punch your
Yeah,
microphone?
I went.
Oh my goodness gracious. And this spawned a wave that reached around 30 meters high. Let's think about that. 30 meters.
Tell me we're Canadian without telling me we're Canadian.
We're quite tall. Well, you know what? Here, why don't we, just for the sake of, why don't we...
Just for the sake of if anyone in the U.S. is watching.
Well, here's the thing. In Canada, we have a weird mix because technically, officially, we use the metric system, but we have this weird blend of we use imperial and metric.
Yeah.
Like we use kilometers, but we also say, "Oh, I'm 6'4". I don't say I'm 194 centimeters.
Yeah.
We have a weird 50-50 mix. Okay, so 30 meters is 98 feet.
Ooh. Yep. I didn't even know what the translation actually is from meters to feet, so I actually appreciate that just because, like, to
I'll
help
do
me,
that just for the sake of
to
it.
help me comprehend that. That is like, hold on, that is like you're 6'4". That is like a bajillion of you, and you're giant. That's like if you took yourself and stacked yourself.
A
on...
bajillion of me. That
Okay,
sounds
you know
a
what I
little
mean.
dramatic.
You know what I mean. You know what I mean.
Right. Okay.
You just gotta stack a whole bunch of Cullens on top of himself, and then we would get the height.
That sounds quite freaky when you say it like that.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, so it is officially the deadliest tsunami on record.
I bet.
227,000 people perished.
Yep. No,
Unfortunately.
that is.
A majority of which were from the country of Indonesia, which is where the bulk of the damage occurred. But damage also occurred in Sri Lanka, in India, and even the waves traveled all the way to Australia and as far as Africa.
Yeah. No.
Significantly less. Like it would just be a little, like a little ripple.
Oil.
Yeah, just like a little ripple.
Oil.
Might knock a toddler over, maybe. I don't know.
I'm surprised you didn't say me because I'm toddler size.
Yeah, it would be enough to knock you over. It caused approximately $10 billion of damage. And I think that's 2004 numbers. So inflation is probably a lot higher nowadays.
Oh, wow.
But thankfully, there was a massive humanitarian response around the world. Millions of dollars was donated from
That's
the
just
likes of
crazy.
Australia, the U.S. aid. So pretty brutal.
You can
Pretty
say.
brutal. But there is one that I think is even more famous
But
or infamous. The 2011 Japan tsunami. Do you remember this one?
I don't remember it, but I remember hearing
this
about
one.
it.
I remember this one as a kid.
I don't know if I was old enough to really. I was 6 when that happened, but I do
I
remember
was-
hearing about it.
I was almost 8. Yeah, shows you how young we are. March 14th, 2011, a 9.1 magnitude earthquake occurred in the Pacific Ocean off of the coast of Japan, kind of northeastern Japan. And it spawned a wave that reached roughly 40 meters high.
Oh, and so 30 was 98. By that logic, there's for sure it's like over 100 for sure.
131. And again, these are estimates, and the wave size, it varies because it's along a wide strait, so it might be taller in some places. So when they say it spawned a 40-meter high wave, it's
In
like
some spots.
one specific point reached 40 meters, right?
Which is crazy. 131 feet.
And again, I'm not a scientist. Please, if I get any terms wrong or if I get anything wrong, like I genuinely apologize. I just want to just share information.
Flame him in the comments.
Flaming. No. I apologize if I get something wrong. But
Yell at him in the comments if he's wrong. No, I'm just kidding. Scientists, if he's wrong.
there are documentaries and there are people far smarter than me on
Yell
YouTube.
at
So
him.
if you want maybe more clear information, better definitions, go there. But it is the costliest disaster ever.
That's really aggressive.
360 billion US dollars, and that's 2011 numbers. So that's even higher today.
That was really aggressive.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to just show that.
Ever.
Well, 360 billion. Do you have 360 billion?
Really? If I had 360 billion, would I be here right now? Think about that.
Yes, you would. that
I
glare. That glare.
Anyway, continue.
Yeah, so these are tsunamis that we are familiar with. You know, these are tsunamis that when we think of a tsunami, we tend to picture, you know, an earthquake happens in the ocean, it sends a wave. But I want to talk about something that's a little more freaky. There is a subtype of tsunamis called mega tsunamis. Now, doesn't that just sound nice and friendly and inviting?
That just warmed my freaking heart.
See, now the difference between a tsunami and a mega tsunami. Now, apparently,
Is the word mega or
well, you're not technically incorrect. The definition of what is between a tsunami and a mega tsunami, it's kind of vague. But what's categorized as a mega tsunami is an incredibly large wave created by substantial and sudden displacement of material into a body of water. Mega tsunamis have different features from ordinary tsunamis. But the main gist of it is, a mega tsunami occurs when something large displaces a bunch of water and it creates a wave. Like, do you think like when you're in a pool and you do a cannonball into the water, it creates these large waves, ripples? That's a mega tsunami.
Okay.
So now what can trigger these? Landslides. So in places like fjords, you know, like where you have
Fjords.
Fjords, it's a Nordic word, I believe, Norse. So for example, you know, you have like a river valley and there's like huge sloping mountains on the other side. That's a fjord. And I want to talk about two examples. So I'm going to talk about one that's a recent example. Okay. Now here's the thing with these mega tsunamis, the waves get huge because again, when you think about think of the example of the jumping into a swimming pool. When you cannonball, that initial wave is huge. And then once it settles back down, there's some more kind of rippling waves, but they're a lot smaller, right?
Yeah.
It's that initial whoosh that kind of creates these record numbers, okay? Whoosh. So I'm going to talk about the 2020 Elliott Creek, BC mega tsunami. So on November 28th, 2020, a lot of out-of-season heavy rainfall triggered a landslide into a glacial lake at the head of Elliott Creek in BC. The sudden displacement generated a water wave of 100 meters tall. And we will do U.S. measurement.
You know, okay. Just when I think the way you're explaining it, all I can think of right now is Frozen. Frozen 2. When they're trying to
I haven't seen it.
Okay, well, basically they knock down this dam and there's like a whole bunch of water and a big old wave is going to come and wipe out the fjord and then they like get some ice to stop it. But that's what I think
From the sound of it, that sounds pretty semi-accurate to what it is. So, excuse me.
If you want a child reference, just watch Frozen 2.
328 feet.
That's a bajillion U's stacked on top.
Okay, do some talking for a quick second. I'm actually going to try and
when
convert
cloning
that.
is real, what we're going to do is we're going to clone him and see how many Cullens it takes to reach 328 feet. Okay? That sounds like an accurate plan to me. Okay. Someone create cloning right now.
Okay, hold on one second. Sorry.
Remember how you cloned
Just keep talking for a second, please.
Okay. Yeah, so, like, genuinely, though, in Frozen 2, though, that's what you're explaining sounds exactly like what happens, which is kind of cool that they put, like, a reference like that into a child's movie. The only thing is it didn't wipe out the fjord. They had, because Elsa has ice, she just went and stopped the water. She made a wall of ice, and then it just went back.
It went fume.
It went...
Okay, hold on, let me just do some math here. I already have a feeling this math... math was never my strong suit, so I have a strong feeling...
Do you need help? Math was my strong suit, so...
Actually, well, hold on. Let's see. Do these numbers line up? Okay, so that 300... Numbers...
Creek.
Sorry,
Water.
the 100 meter tall wave. If my math serves me correct, that is 51.2 mies. So stack 51 mies.
That would be a lot of you. Oh my gosh. Guys, I don't think you want that. But in a future episode, we're going to clone Cullen and
I don't think
prove it.
I don't think you want that.
Guys, in a future episode, we're going to clone Cullen 52 times and we're going to put him. We're going to stack him, and we're going to see if that's actually true.
For real?
Future episode alert.
For real?
Yeah. As soon as cloning is a thing, we're going to do that.
Yeah. So the event triggered actually a 5.0 magnitude earthquake. Now, that's not very, very strong. I think like that's almost right around the threshold where people can actually start to feel an earthquake, so it's minimal. But it destroyed 8.5 kilometers of salmon habitat along Elliott Creek. And I think I might include some pictures or some videos if I can find them of each of these disasters that I'm talking about. But there was I think there was like helicopter footage that went over the area afterwards, and it's like water flooded everywhere, trees knocked over, logs and all that. It's
like the aftermath of like a forest fire. No, but like it,
but
like
with a lot of water.
Same feeling.
Same feeling. A lot is wiped out essentially. But yeah, so think about it. So basically, like a giant landslide, basically like a large amount of mass just goes sliding into a river, and it's pretty crazy. Now I'm going to talk about the biggest mega tsunami on record, and that's the 1958 Lituya Bay mega tsunami.
1958.
So on July 9th, 1958, a 7.8 to 8.3, it's a bit of a range, but a strong earthquake nonetheless. It occurred in Lituya Bay in Alaska. So we're talking like this is Alaska, and I think Lituya Bay is roughly around, it's semi-close to where Yukon Territory and BC are, like that place. So it's like it's farther south. It occurred in that area, and it triggered a rock slide into a narrow inlet in Lituya Bay, and which the impact was supposedly heard about 80 kilometers away. So that's quite far to hear something. But the sudden displacement of water resulted in trees. So again, this is how they calculated the wave. So they calculated like how far up these mountains did trees get displaced, because that's how far the water was able to reach. Mm-hmm. And that elevation was 524 meters.
I do not want to know what that is in feet.
Well, you're going to find out.
That's got to be over 1,000.
1,719 feet. Ladies and gentlemen, her face says it all.
That's crazy.
So there's a video online. It's a very old video. It's like a simulation of what it might have been like. Like it's a little computer animation thing. So apparently it's the sudden initial, like right as the rock slide went down, the sudden initial whoosh. It was like a straight up wave that apparently just reached super high up, and then it went back down, and there were still like waves like hundreds of feet high, but it was significantly less after that. And there was actually a story of, because here's the thing, people were fishing on that lake or in that inlet in Lituya Bay when it happened. And I think some people did die, but I think someone in their boat got lifted hundreds of feet in the air along with the waves, but somehow survived.
Someone in their boat.
Someone in their boat.
I just now I'm thinking about this tall wave and some guy at the top of it just like bobbing along on his boat.
Wow, I can see all the trees from here.
Well, that's Canada. Oh my gosh, Saskatchewan.
Is that Casey Chronicles? We weren't alive yet. That was far away.
If this ever happens again, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, Casey Chronicles! I watch you all the time. I see the WCGTV office."
I surrounded several 100 feet in the air.
Okay, we're making jokes, but like this is a serious thing.
It's in the past now. I don't think these people are still alive. I think it's enough time has cleared.
But natural disasters are serious. Don't laugh.
You can't say that. Don't laugh.
Kidding.
Don't laugh.
Do whatever makes you happy, but if don't laugh if people died. I guess I don't know.
It just sounds worse like that. Just don't laugh.
Anyway.
Sorry, I'm going to try and convert that into how many me's there are. That's 268 me's.
That's even more use, and I don't think anybody wants that. Anyway, I hate to rush things along, but we should probably get into category 2.
I think we're making good time.
Okay. I just don't want to.
Okay. That's okay. This is great. I'm having a fun time. Okay.
I'm having a hoot.
I'm having a hoot. Okay. So my glasses are off. So I was going to try and read while cleaning my glasses, but I actually now can't read the screen. So there we go. Don't read my notes.
Now okay. I need to clean my glasses. It's an epidemic.
You know how like yawning is contagious? I feel like when one person with glasses cleans their glasses. Everyone
I think
else,
that, you
everyone else in the
analyze
room.
your own glasses, and you're just like, oh, these
Well,
are
like
dirty.
when you see one person clean, you think, oh, are my glasses clean? And then everyone just kind of follows suit.
I cannot see anything.
It's like herd behavior.
Okay, hold on. Just for you guys, so you've only ever seen me with glasses. I am blind.
I think she's more blind than I am.
Everything is blurry to me. Even you're blurry. Everything past you is blurry, like a blob.
Do you know what your prescription is in numbers?
No, but I'm pretty sure my right eye is worse than my left eye.
I'm like minus 2.25 in one eye and then 2.75 in the other.
I haven't looked at it in a long time.
So yours must be pretty weak. I'm like kind of minor to moderate. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Anyway.
just everybody in my everywhere in my family wears glasses. My dad wears bifocals, so like we're all blind. My dad, you never want to catch him without glasses on because he's not going to see nothing. Anyway, sorry.
Okay. We're going to talk about another one. This one I have found fascinating ever since I was a little kid. Volcanoes. A mountain or a hill having a crater or vent through which lava, rock fragments, hot vapor, and gas are being erupted from the Earth's crust.
That is freaky. I don't like volcanoes.
So we're going to talk about some examples. I want to talk about one that is probably by far one of the most famous, especially here in North America, the 1980 Mount St. Helens eruption. So on May 18th, 1980, a VEI 5 volcano erupted in Washington state. Now, I should talk about that. That VEI, the Volcanic Explosivity Index. That is like the EF scale for tornadoes. That's the equivalent for volcanoes. It goes from 0 to 8. 8 is world ending. 0 is like, there are some volcanoes. I think there's a volcano in Italy that's been continuously erupting since the Roman times, and that's a VEI 0.
Yeah.
So it's just like, like a little at the top.
Sound effect.
The second I started doing it, I started regretting it, but I've already committed to it, so I had to.
Guys, this is Casey Chronicles, a show where we make our own sound effects because we can't afford sound effects.
I think it's more fun that way.
Just kidding.
It's more creativity. It caused $1.1 billion in property damage.
Oh yeah.
And you see the footage, the photos from it. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to start putting some photos and images up it because it is just mind blowing. Because I think it's was it the west or the south side of the volcano? It collapsed. It like pretty much caused a landslide, and the amount of ash that spews out with it, it's crazy. Mm-hmm. So it's a pretty crazy eruption. But see, now the fun facts that I want to share are these two volcanoes here because these are so crazy because both are crazy for different reasons. The first one I want to talk about.
Because you're crazy? No.
Because I'm a little crazy. The 1883 Krakatoa eruption.
1883.
So we're going back a little bit.
That is a long time ago, guys.
I think it was the island of Krakatoa. So this is in Indonesia, okay? And so this is in Indonesia. It's near the island of Java, I think. It's a very small island, and on August 27th, 1883, a VEI 6 eruption occurred, and it caused so there were a series of explosions, okay? Yeah. And it's the third explosion that's the most famous. Yeah. But over 70% of the island of Krakatoa was destroyed, and it collapsed into the ocean into a caldera. 20 million tons of sulfur got released into the atmosphere. Okay,
sorry. I'm just going to interrupt you for a second. So you said it went underwater. Do you believe... I'm just curious because now we've never talked about it. Do you believe that, like the tale of like Atlantis and mermaids? Yes. Do you believe that exists? I'm sorry. When you said
I would
underwater,
love to think that it's real, but I don't know if it would be. Because if Atlantis sunk into the ocean, like let's say it suffered the same fate as the volcano, I wonder if we would ever find it because it was blown apart.
Yeah, like I guess all you hear about Atlantis is it just sunk. You never really know why.
I mean, if there's mermaids, I'd love to because the first thing that I'm thinking of is we need to get a mermaid on the episode. Yeah,
but also, what do you think mermaids would look like? Because there's no way they look like...
My perception is solely influenced by Pirates of the Caribbean, on Stranger Tides. The like what Ariel looks like, and the Little Mermaid. That's how I picture them.
There's no way that they look like that, though.
Oh no!
Sorry, I'm so
beautiful,
sorry.
but especially like in Pirates of the Caribbean, they lure the sailors in, and then they drown them.
I am so sorry for going off topic. I was just curious when you said underwater.
It's
we should do like an episode like that of just like
about
myths
Atlantis.
and more like
we've done myths. We've done urban legends.
Well, you know what I mean though, like things that I guess if we don't know if they exist or not. I don't know what you would call that.
We've kind of done that, but we can just do a second episode.
That would be great.
Fine.
Anyway, sorry.
So, where was I? 20 million tons of sulfur got released from it, and it caused a volcanic winter in which a 5-year average world temperature dropped by 1.2 degrees Celsius.
Jesus.
So that's pretty crazy.
Swarm thee.
So now the deaths are actually pretty. There's a wide range. The minimum is 36,000, but it's possibly up to 120,000 people perished because it caused a tsunami, which ravaged a lot of islands nearby. But here's the thing. Now you're thinking, okay, why is this famous? Because one, it was destructive, but why is this famous? Because of the sound it made. Again, there was a series of there was a series of explosions.
I don't know.
The sound it made. A volcano erupts, and your thing is go boing.
That'd be funny. It would have made it more entertaining. I'm just saying. Sorry, what sound did it make?
On like Sesame Street, maybe, but
what sound did it make, Cullen?
Well, it's not the sound it made; it's how loud it was.
Okay.
The loudness of so it's the third blast of the day. Okay, this blast was heard 160 kilometers away from the volcano. Okay? And 160 kilometers away, it was believed to have been around 180 decibels. Now, for context, when the Jets were scoring goals against St. Louis, that capped at about 120, 125. When sound gets to about 160, like between 160 and 180, sound doesn't become sound anymore. It becomes a pressure wave. You know, like the...
Yeah.
That's what happens. And that's essentially what happened. It ruptured sailors' eardrums that were nearby. It's the loudest recorded sound on record.
And also for context, for people who don't know, 160 kilometers is about 2-ish hours away from Brandon.
Sorry. I confused up.
160 kilometers. So it's about 2-ish hours away from Brandon.
You would have went deaf.
If you lived anywhere within a 2-hour radius.
Well, do I know what's even more crazy? That third explosion was so powerful, it was heard 3,110 kilometers away in Perth, Australia.
Yeah. So if you were living within a 2-hour radius of that, you went deaf. Yeah.
And you could hear it clear. And it was said that residents reported hearing what sounded like gunshot, or sorry, like the sound of a cannon being fired, or like bullets being fired.
That's crazy.
3,000 kilometers away. Yeah, and sound at this level causes sound vibrations to behave more like shock waves rather than actual sound. And apparently the pressure waves circled the globe several times. So like seismic graphs, they would have detected it several times over.
Jesus.
So that's what I would call a little loud. Loudest sound recorded on record.
A little loud.
Yeah.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Just hurts the eardrums just a little.
The last volcano I'm going to talk about is the most powerful volcano in recorded history. And that is the 1815 Mount Tambora eruption. So in April 1815, a VEI 7 occurred.
Also just saying 1815 is over 200 years ago. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It is considered the most powerful volcanic eruption in recorded human history. The eruption is the largest observed eruption as well, and the explosion was heard at least 2,600 kilometers away and possibly over 3,350 kilometers away.
That's like almost triple the distance of from here to Edmonton.
Yeah. And ash was reported to have fallen 1,300 kilometers away. The ash from the eruption column dispersed around the world and lowered global temperatures in an event that has been kind of dubbed as the year without a summer in 1816.
Oh, jeez.
This brief period caused like significant climate change, in the opposite direction, and it caused harvest failures in many areas across the world. And snow occurred in New England in June, so like Boston, that area. In June, snow was falling, and it caused a long period of prolonged rain and cold weather across all of Europe. And again, that happened Mount Tambora, Indonesia again.
That's crazy.
Not terribly far from Krakatoa. So if you don't like volcanoes, maybe don't live there. So How are you? How are we? Quick mental check because we're about to go into the final category.
I don't love natural disasters. They're just so tragic because.
Well, yeah, they're tragic and they're scary. They're sudden.
It's so scary to think of like that's something that could actually happen. That's not something that's like mythical or fake. It is something that is real that happens more often than you know.
I know, and we're incredibly fortunate around.
We are fortunate where we are.
We live where earthquakes. They can theoretically happen, but because we're nowhere near any fault lines, it's not like the major ones are not going to happen to us. We're not going to experience tsunamis. There's no geological activity.
Even
near
I think it was a few years ago, there was like a mini earthquake
in Saskatchewan, and that made big news.
But I didn't know about it. I never felt it.
No, exactly.
And I lived there.
Yeah, I know exactly. Because it was so
like,
weak.
there was an earthquake. I was like, there was what? And I was like, then I'm like, there was an earthquake. And I was like, I didn't feel anything. So that really puts into perspective. We had an earthquake in Saskatchewan.
Yeah, and that made big news.
I didn't even know that. I didn't feel it. I didn't know until I read it in the news. So, like, when you really think about it, we are very fortunate to be where we are because we don't have all that happen to us, at least not very often.
Yeah. Now the final one, and this is where things really go crazy. Because what did I say at the beginning of the episode? Where it's fascinating what Earth can do to itself, or what space sends us. Meteorite strikes.
That was what I was thinking.
Because now this can happen anywhere.
Oh, and by the way, I was gonna say that earthquakes are kind of part of all of it. So I mean, like, if you're angry that we didn't talk about earthquakes themselves, stop it. Don't be mad.
Stop it.
Stop.
So some quick definitions, because you've heard some of the different definitions. So there's an asteroid, a rocky object orbiting the sun, usually found in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. And these can be hundreds of kilometers wide, some of them. Mm-hmm. There's a meteor. I should back it up. There's a meteoroid, a small chunk of an asteroid or comet orbiting the sun, which is smaller than an asteroid. So it's less than one kilometer across. So it's just very, very small. Then there's a meteor. When a meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere and burns up due to friction, causing the bright streaks across the sky that we call a shooting star. And then there's a meteorite. If part of a meteor survives the trip through the atmosphere and lands on the Earth, it's a meteorite.
And apparently that's what killed the dinosaurs.
Sorry, I don't know if I got if I got my words wrong. A meteoroid, it's less than 1 kilometer across. Did I say a meter across? I might have said a meter across. It's less than a kilometer across.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, apparently that's what killed the dinosaurs.
Well,
sorry.
We'll get to that.
Oh, Lord.
We've got 3 examples. We're going to talk about a recent example that made news across the world that you might remember as well. The 2013 Chelyabinsk meteor in Russia. So on February 15th, 2013, a 20-meter wide meteoroid entered Earth's atmosphere over Chelyabinsk, Russia. It exploded midair about 30 kilometers above the ground, releasing the energy equivalent of 400 to 500 kilotons of TNT. So it
exploded like a firework.
It's a fair amount. Over 1,600 people got injured, mostly because of the broken glass caused by the shockwave, right? Thankfully, nobody is reported to have died. But buildings were damaged across 6 different cities.
Oh, jeez.
It's the largest meteor explosion since an event that we will talk about in a second. So I'm not even going to spoil it. The meteor was not actually detected in advance. It came from the same direction as the sun, so it made it invincible to telescopes. The event was captured by hundreds of dash cams, becoming the most recorded meteor event in history. And pieces of the meteorite were recovered from a frozen lake near Chelyabinsk.
Wow.
So that's a pretty famous example. Like that's, again, I remember when that happened.
Would be one that people in our lifetime would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, because there were so many, like I said, there was so much dash cam footage, and the footage is incredible. Like the whole sky just lights up, and then it just suddenly goes back to normal because then you can see it kind of explode, kind of fragment, and then disintegrate in midair. It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts. Now we're going to get into where things just get so horrible. The 1908 Tunguska event.
Okay.
On June 30th, 1908, a massive explosion occurred over a remote forest in Siberia, Russia. It flattened over 2,000 square kilometers of forest, about the size of a major metropolitan area. So think of like New York, Los Angeles, that entire area filled with trees.
Jeez.
Flattened. The pictures from it are absolutely horrific, I will say.
Insert here. Like ones that are appropriate.
Sure. It was likely caused by a 30 to 60 meter wide meteoroid.
Oh.
So, because again, this happened in the middle of nowhere in Siberia, in Russia. Like, it's seriously in the middle of nowhere. And it said it then exploded in a mid-air airburst at an altitude of about 5 to 10 kilometers. So again, another air explosion.
Mm-hmm.
There's no impact crater. It never hit the ground. But the explosion released the energy equivalent to 10 to 15 megatons of TNT, which, for reference, that's about 1,000 times the nuclear bomb that was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan.
Oh, Jesus.
So like the energy from it.
That's aggressive.
Pretty crazy. An estimated 80 million trees were knocked over. 80 million.
That's a lot of trees.
Yeah. Witnesses reported a pillar of fire and felt shockwaves from hundreds of kilometers away. It's the largest impact event over land in recorded history. But here's the thing, though. The explosion happened so remotely that scientists didn't investigate it until 1927.
Oh,
So
wow.
15... No.
You said 1908.
1908. 19 years.
That's crazy. But it took
19
them,
years.
because nobody would know.
The region was so affected that night skies in Europe and Asia were mysteriously glowing for days due to high altitude particles scattering sunlight.
Wow.
Crazy stuff.
Glowing.
Now, because we don't have a whole lot of time left, we're now going to talk about the big one. You've probably learned about it in school. You referenced it earlier. The Chicxulub crater from 66 million years ago. That killed the dinosaurs.
Killed the dinosaurs.
That's the part.
I wish the dinosaurs still existed. I'd be
So-
friends with them.
A 10 to 15 kilometer wide asteroid.
Took you a minute.
A 10 to 15 kilometer wide asteroid slammed into Earth, releasing the energy equal to 10 billion Hiroshima bombs. It caused global fires, mega tsunamis, volcanic activity, and it basically caused a nuclear winter.
Mm-hmm.
It is widely believed to have caused the mass extinction of the dinosaurs and 75% of all species.
Wow.
That's everything alive. Gone. The crater is about 180 kilometers wide. And it's buried under the, I hope I pronounced it correctly, it's in Spanish, the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico.
Why are you looking at me like I know Spanish?
I don't know. But again, this is the first one that slammed into Earth. The Tunguska and Chelyabinsk, those were airbursts.
Yeah.
This one slammed right into Earth. The impact vaporized rocks. So that tells you how hot it was. It sent debris into space, and then it re-entered the atmosphere, which ignited global wildfires.
Oh, jeez.
It blocked sunlight for months, possibly even years, led to massive global cooling and ecosystem collapse. And tiny glass beads called tektites, I believe I think that's how you pronounce it, and a layer of iridium rich sediment was found worldwide, which marked the impact layer. So that's kind of some of the proof that we have for it. And NASA, the North American Space Agency, ranks it amongst the most important events in Earth's geological history.
Oh, yeah.
Because when you think about it, after that, I mean, it took some time, but after that, that's when the mammals took over. And what are mammals? Us. So crazy. Now, I want you to do some talking because I want to hear your thoughts on this, but I'm going to try and calculate that 15 kilometer wide asteroid, assuming on the high end, we're going to see how many Cullens that is.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's actually insane though. Like honestly, like when you think about it, like it feels like natural disasters aren't real, but they are. You know what I mean? Like they're just like they feel like they're a part of your imagination. How many Cullens is that?
So assuming the Chicxulub crater, assuming that we're gonna say it's on the high end, the biggest one, 15 kilometers. Assuming it's that would be across 7,692 Cullens.
Oh, jeez.
Imagine that. And that's a lot. That's a lot of
way too many. One's enough. We don't need more. I take back the cloning thing I said earlier. We're not doing that anymore.
Oh,
Please keep cloning away from Cullen.
Oh, come on. What the
I
heck?
already have to deal with one of you. That's more than enough.
Oh, my face hurts. I was laughing too much. Well, that was a fun episode.
Yeah,
Our
that was a
our
lot
time
of
is unfortunately
information.
up. I had a lot of fun doing that. So I hope I've instilled some fear in you. I'm hopefully now the reason why you're now. Well, I'm probably the reason why you're moving away.
Yes.
So that's unfortunate.
Again, I'll just say thank you guys for hopefully being understanding about everything. But
Hopefully they will.
We appreciate your patience as we go through this big change. We'll do as much in the studio as we can before I leave.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Thank you guys for watching.
Yeah, we hope you enjoyed the episode. If you enjoyed laughing along with me, again, this stuff is so fascinating to me.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps if I lived in places where tsunamis or earthquakes or volcanoes happened, maybe this episode would be like last on our list.
Yeah.
You never know.
But if you want to join us for a podcast via Zoom, or if you want to join us in the studio before I leave, you can email us at WCGTV@westmancom.com, or you can email us personally at kchronicles2024@gmail.com. You can also follow us on TikTok or Instagram,
And you can send us a DM
Send us
through
a
there.
DM if you want to join us. And last but not least, you can leave us a comment on YouTube. If you're watching this on TV and you don't follow us or subscribe to us on YouTube yet, you should. YouTube is KC Chronicles. We post all of our episodes there for you to watch for free. So if you are interested in going back and binge watching everything, please do so, because we put them up there for that reason. And other than that, we hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, your week, whatever you're having. And until next time, it's a goodbye from Kenzie and Cullen.